Welcome back, everybody, to another segment of Swim Bike Run Alabama. We're here at Straight to Ale Brewery on Lehman Ferry Road in Huntsville. I'm with my co-host and friend, Doug Tinkham, and Miss Allie Meeks, ReadySetSweat.net.
Great to be here.
Hey, Allie, you're dead. Your mic is dead. There we go. You're on.
Now it's really great to be here.
All right. So, tighten Allie up, please. She's a little,
Allie's not tight enough today.
Yeah.
Tight?
Yeah.
And we're at Straight to Ale.
Yeah. So we're going to talk today with Allie about open water swimming, or at least preparing to open water swim, and using the pool to get ready. How do athletes do that?
Well, you take the pool and you bring it out to somewhere where there's a lake, and you just put it right next to the lake to get ready. So, no. So I had some ideas for things that we could suggest for people that want to get ready and approximate what it's like to be in an open water swim, even while they're stuck to the pool, maybe because of convenience or activities they have going on with their family. So one of the best drills for that is called no walls. So you just pretend there are no walls and no bottom. And you're going to swim whatever intervals you're doing, or if you're just swimming straight, from the center of the pool. So every time you start your interval, you're treading water in the middle, and you swim whatever that is, if that's 100 or 200 or whatever. When it's time to stop and do your interval, you stop in the middle of the pool instead of at the wall.
How do you turn?
You do turn at the wall, but you don't ever rest at the wall.
Oh.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
The fine print.
It's like pushing off the kayak.
Yeah. One other alternative way, and kind of using what you're talking about, is you can actually not touch the wall. You can swim up to the wall, turn around in the middle of the, just before the wall,
Right.
pretending it's there, and come back.
Isn't
So
that
that'd
called
be great.
something about the T's or something? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
There's a terminology for that.
There might be. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know it. Yeah. I can always learn something.
So when you're going over the lane ropes, then that's like going over a swimmer
There
in
you
open
go.
water. So you get a little.
I told you I put a bunch of inflatable balls and stuff in the pool when I was trying to learn how to swim open water.
Yeah.
Just to get used to things running into you.
Punching, kicking, biting, all of those things.
Exactly.
Well, how about if you're in the lane and you're getting ready and you're swimming laps in the lane and you have people doing cannonballs next to you?
That's a great
How
technique.
about that?
You must be talking about Owen.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll do it.
Yeah, if you've got kids, that's an awesome idea. Have them jump in around you. Just be careful. But another idea that you can use for that is what's called the Tarzan drill. We may have talked about this before, but do you remember Johnny Weissmuller, depending on how old you are, and I'm not going to comment on that, how he used to swim? Look at the look.
Ouch.
We've
He
got
used to
an
swim that way.
Oreo cookie of oldness in the
Oh, goodness. Yes, so...
I remember when dirt was just a concept. There was only rock.
middle. No mountains.
Yeah.
So Tarzan drill is exactly like it sounds. You're going to swim with your head up. You could also call it head up freestyle. And that, again, is going to strengthen all the muscles in the back of your neck and along the upper part of your back. It's going to help you do the exact thing that you have to do when you swim around the buoy and at the very first part of the start.
That's how I did my first 3 triathlons.
The whole-
What are you
the
talking
whole
about?
way.
The whole way. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, then an even better reason to do Tarzan drill in the pool.
I don't do that anymore. That's
Well, and you see people in triathlons that
yeah,
have
you
their
do.
shoulders up out of the water, and
we saw it in New Orleans.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Very exhausting to swim that way, but it's a great drill to get you ready for open water because you're going to get strong in that strange angle that you have to swim to be able to keep your head out of the water.
Was that a 1962 Fiat that just pulled up?
I was wondering what that noise
It's a
was.
classic car.
I hope you guys could hear that because that was really weird.
So when you're sighting in open water, are you going to pop up the first time to sort of get a general idea of where you're looking, and then the second time you come up more?
Actually, you can if you're really having a hard time seeing up over a crest of a wave or something like that. But the best technique, and you can practice this in the pool, you don't have to be in open water, is to basically look. You lift your head, you look, and then breathe. So you look, you lift your head just to look, and then turn your head to the side to breathe. Look, I just did it with the mic.
When you turn your head, we can't hear you anymore.
I know. I just did it.
She's not drowning, folks.
She was a mime there
She
for
just
just a moment.
disappeared. So that's the best technique. If you don't get a good look, you can always do it again. But again, the closer you can keep your head to the surface of the water, the more horizontal your body's going to be, and the easier it's going to be for you to get back in the position you were when you're swimming.
So that's probably, when you're swimming at the pool, that's probably the skill that you lose over the wintertime is sighting.
That's right. I actually set up some skills drills for folks that I coach in swimming for triathlon and put those in sets for them. Like, I want you to sight 3 times per length using your sighting skill so that when you get out to open water, that's not brand new. It's automatic muscle memory, and you already do it without thinking. Because the thing you don't want to do is to breathe, then look. You want to look, then breathe. It's a little slower, and it's different to get used to that.
I have, and it's not copyrighted, but, if you use this, you have to pay me something.
Okay.
But when I'm swimming in the pool, a lot of times, with no lane markers in, I will look at something down the other end, not swimming in a straight line, and then go towards that in sight, and you can do that just finding something next to the pool.
Yeah, it gives you a chance to that quick kind of eye-brain coordination. Eye coordination, where you have to look up, see something you recognize, and then go back to swimming and memorize where that was. Another good drill you can do in the pool is to swim with your eyes shut.
I was just going to say that. Close that. It's kind of a weird feeling, though.
Yeah, and do that with a friend, because then they can warn you if you're going to hit the wall or the lane line. But sometimes there can be imbalances in the way that you're swimming underwater. Your stroke can be making you swim sideways. So with a friend or with a coach, maybe all times, depending. Yeah. So with a friend or coach, they can help you see if that's happening, and you can swim straighter, which means less sighting.
And if folks want to train more and get some coaching, they can go to Allie's website, readysetsweat.net, and go see what she has on the website. Thanks, Allie, for being here.
See you next week.
Welcome back, everybody, to another segment here on Swim, Bike, Run, Alabama. We're brought to you by Straight Dale Brewery, right here on Lehman Ferry Road. I said right here on Lehman Ferry Road, Straight Dale Brewery.
You got a drink.
Oh.
It's a little game we play. We just made it up last segment.
Cheers.
It was just coincidental that Doug drank every time that we said it. Now, if you want to call it a
game. It's a little game.
Okay. We're here with Chris Levin from Bicycle Cove. Chris is the owner of Bicycle Cove, one of the owners with his lovely wife, Jessica. Bicycle Cove on 431 South, easy to get to over Monsanto from downtown Huntsville. Thanks for being back with us, Chris.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Chris, we're hearing a lot of talk about the benefits of carbon fiber. Won't you tell us the benefits carbon fiber, I guess, over the old steel frames?
Or aluminum.
Yeah. And I've had both of those.
And I'm probably going to get in trouble on this one, but ultimately, carbon fiber is probably the best material to build a bike frame from, because manufacturers have so much ability to kind of manipulate the fibers, the shapes of the tubes, to really get the desired effect that they're looking for, whether it's a lot of stiffness, whether it's a lot of rider comfort, responsiveness, good handling.
Now, why would you get in trouble for such a radical statement?
Because there's a lot of purists out there, and
they're all dying.
Yeah. Yeah, so steel bikes, and they're still around there, and there's some beautiful steel bikes being made by some artisan frame builders. But ultimately, carbon fiber is it. It's where all your major companies are putting a lot of their focus into. I mean, they've even got guys on staff that are carbon fiber engineers that are paid to work with the material.
Let me see. I can ride up a mountain somewhat struggling on my carbon fiber bike, or I can push a steel frame up the mountain. Now, which one's more enjoyable for me?
Exactly. You know, I had a custom steel bike way back when, and then I made the transition to my first carbon bike, and it was like, holy smokes, what was I thinking? You know, it's you're riding something so much lighter than what you've been on before, but also it's not so much the weight savings, it's the ride quality, the ability to absorb vibration, it's the stiffness. You mash on the pedals and the bike goes like a rocket ship. I mean,
the cool factor, man. You can't
the cool factor.
Factor.
The cool factor is there with especially if you get one with the fancy weave on the outside. The weave looks cool.
Well, I guess it also depends, though, on what your intention with the bike is. If you're just going to ride 3 or 4 miles,
mine's been hanging on the wall for.
It doesn't matter what it is. A diamond, yeah. If you're just going to ride around, a few miles in around the house, then it doesn't matter. You're on a steel frame. Go for what you think is cool. Mm-hmm. But if you're going to do any distance on a road, you got to go with comfort, don't you?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and especially nowadays, with what they're learning about carbon fiber, they're really able to kind of push the limits on the level of comfort that they can provide with the frame. And so you take bikes from, like, Trek, for example, has a bike that actually allows some flexing out of the seat tube, so the tube that the seat post inserts into. So that way, if you hit a big bump on the road, it soaks it up, and you're going on a 50-mile, 60-mile, 100-mile ride. Man, you think about the compounding effect of getting beat, and that bike's just soaking it all up and flexing underneath you, and you don't even know it's happening until you get done with your ride and you feel great.
What about durability?
That's the great thing about carbon. I could sit here for the end of time, or I could give Doug a piece of carbon fiber, and he could flex it until he was old and gray, and then it would still have this.
I am gray, and I'm getting older.
And the thing is it would still have the same strength it had from the time that you started doing that, and so it is a incredibly incredible durable material for sure.
You know, you talk about comfort. If you're on concrete or if you're on a smooth pavement, almost any bike will do. But we have a lot of chip seal here in the South, and so you're on some rough roads a lot of times.
They just chip sealed the best street in the Shoals.
Wow.
Getting out that 6th Street.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they did.
So they're not bicycle friendly
No, they are
when they
not.
start paving for money. Hey, listen, that's all the time we got. Unfortunately, Chris Levin of Bicycle Cove. Go see him and talk about carbon fiber frames and for all your cycling needs. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, guys.
Segment 1.
Welcome back, everybody, to another segment on Swim, Bike, Run, Alabama. We're brought to you by Straight to Ale Brewery, located on Lehman Ferry Road here in Huntsville, a great microbrewery. Had a great homebrew festival over the weekend here, had hundreds of folks in the door. If you're looking for a place to entertain some friends, get a good microbrew, come down here to Straight to Ale Brewery. And we got a special guest in studio. The Huntsville Track Club has sent over Todd Parson. Todd, thanks for being here.
Glad to be here.
Todd is employed by Fleet Feet Sports in Jones Valley, and he also helps put on the summer cross-country runs. Tell us about that, Todd.
That's right. Well, it's I guess it's becoming sort of a tradition now in Huntsville during the summer for approximately 10 to 12 weeks, depending on how the dates fall. It starts June 2nd, so every Tuesday night at the John Hunt Running Park, that's just on the east side of the golf course, off Airport Road. We have 3 races. 1 mile starts at 6:15, and then a 3 mile starts at 6:30, and then a 2 mile starts at 7:10.
Now, when you say it's a race, tell me about the race.
Well, you can race it if you want to.
Okay.
It's for bragging rights. It's good training, but it's also great for everybody. Great for kids. Great for people that just want to start running.
So this is for anybody that wants to show up.
That's right. That's right.
Cool.
So the 1 mile race will not be timed. It'll be timed, but it won't be recorded. But we will post results for the 3 mile and the 2 mile runs.
Where do you post the results at?
They'll be posted on that little pavilion there where the bathrooms are and stuff.
Okay.
So we'll post them every week so everybody can see where they fall. But it's also a great way for like the high school kids to stay in shape over the summer. You can do one race. You can do all 3. You can pick any combination. One registration fee pays for the whole summer.
All right. And what's the registration fee?
It's only $8.
Wow. $8 for 12 weeks of a summer program. You can't beat it. It's right down the street here at the Cross Country Park.
Do you work with any of the local schools, or?
Currently, no. No. It's just open to everyone in the community. So beginners, advanced, people that just want to see what the running community's about. You can, meet a lot of people there of all skill levels. Also, I think it's great if you're thinking about trail running. This is a great way to kind of see what it's like, on a kind of novice trail. There's just all kinds of possibilities.
Is this info on the HTC site?
Yes, it is. So you go to HTC or HuntsvilleTrackClub.org/events.html.
Okay.
And you'll scroll down to summer cross country runs. There's a paper form that you can download and print out. There's also a link to online registration at Race Roster, so you can register online, or you can come by Fleet Feet Sports.
Okay. Or can you just show up at the park on June 2nd with $8 and?
That's correct. You can show up any time during the summer. We'll have registration forms there, so you can register at any time during the event. So, like I said, $8 pays for everything, no matter when you sign up.
Well, that's good, I guess, for kids or anybody. That keeps you accountable. You're there every.
Why do you look at me when you say accountable?
Well, because someone's been slacking a little bit. But
I did run the other day. It was painful.
Yeah. So, did you get an email?
Did I get any mail?
I figured you ran out to the mailbox. Are you counting?
no.
Are you counting that as a run? All right. So they show up and great accountability. Probably the same folks going to be there every week, so you have a support system there.
Right.
And I guess you all also have probably fluids out there for runners.
We'll
as
have,
well.
of course, Dink Taylor. We'll have his water coolers out there and Powerade with the Fleet Feet tent.
Now, is Dink a runner?
Is Dink Taylor a runner?
Yeah. Is Dink?
I don't know.
Every day since he was, I think, conceived.
That's right.
Yeah. Shortly thereafter.
And it's all recorded.
Yeah. He came on the show one time and talked about that, about
That's
how much
right.
he
I always try to do that. Yeah, I would make it 5 runs, and then I quit doing it. I know you've never recorded a run.
Well, I have. I get 3 or 4, and then it's like, where is
I would have
that?
to see that long.
Yeah.
Now I'm relying on my Garmin to do it for me.
He doesn't know how to use his Garmin.
Yeah. Well, Doug, why you?
Because
you speak the truth, my
I
friend.
do
You
speak the
truth.
truth.
Yeah, if it was lie, it'd be horrible. But no, it's true.
So one thing I do have to add, though, is that the $8 includes a tech shirt as
Oh,
well.
wow.
But it's only for the first 250 people who show up at the race. First come, first serve. So it doesn't mean like if you register first, you're guaranteed a shirt. You have to show up, and we're just going to hand them out
Okay.
as we confirm their registration.
Is it starting to snow?
Is it a what kind of a shirt? It's a muscle shirt, a running shirt.
It's a tee, but
tee.
it's a technical fabric, synthetic fabric.
Okay.
So it's got a nice logo on the front as well as the back.
So the Huntsville Track Club has always been instrumental in trying to support the running community in Huntsville, and I guess this is just an outreach program for them to encourage running.
And I think it's a really great for all the volunteers that come out. It requires a lot of volunteers to do it, and I think it's really awesome that they come out year after year for this event to make this possible for all the runners around the area.
Well, I think you said it right, Todd. It's that the cross-country park, it is a trail. You do run on grass. It is a beginning trail, so it is a great place for people to go from the road to an off-road event and not be as technical as going up on Monsanto or somewhere.
Right.
And so that's a good starting point if you want to start trails. And also difficult. I mean, it's you've got a little bit of a hill there.
You got them run the hill. That's the slogan.
Yeah, and it's a.
You can also walk the hill.
You can walk the hill.
That's not a slogan, but
Yeah.
it's a way of life.
It's not catchy,
Well, it's certainly true.
Walk the hill.
That's certainly true on Cotton Row.
Yeah. So you've working for Fleet Feet, and you're volunteering for Huntsville Track Club, and you're expecting folks to sign up for this either online through the Huntsville Track Club website. Go to Fleet Feet. You can download paper entry, bring it to the cross country park, and you got to sign up early because those 250 spots will go quick.
Right. So, also, if you plan on just showing up and registering at the park, please show up early so we can get your registration in so you can be ready to go at the start.
Sounds good. Todd, we appreciate you being here, and thank you for the Huntsville Track Club. We'll be back after these messages.
Show 1, segment 4.
Hit this. Hit it. All right, welcome back, everybody, to another segment here on Swim Bike Run Alabama. We're brought to you by Straight to L, and we happen to be in the Straight to L warehouse.
And if you can hear, Dig Dug is playing in the background. A little Atari action from the 80s.
Old school.
Yeah,
Dig Dug.
That was a good game.
We're here with the race director, Mr. Mike Tyler. Mike's the new race director for Try for Old Glory. Mike, thanks for being here.
I appreciate you guys having me out, so thank you.
Mike, tell us how you got into being the race director for the Try for Old Glory.
Well, it's the tricky story is that Wendy, my wife, is the vice president for
the Team Rocket Try Club?
I'm sorry. I was looking at your sheet and I was thinking about another word, yes.
And so you miss a meeting, and Wendy signed you up to be the race director, and thanks, honey, for volunteering.
Kind of just about, yes. That's about that way. But, yes, so that's I think it's fortunate that was something we keeping going in this community for that. So I appreciate the opportunity that this executive council has given me.
Well, the Tri-Fro Glory is a different type of event. Doug's done it.
I did the inaugural, what was that, 3 years ago?
3 years ago.
3 years ago. I had never done a mountain bike race, and the distances are pretty short. And so I thought, I don't need nutrition. I don't need water. This will just be an hour and a few minutes. And, that was one of the toughest races I've ever done in my life.
Well, it had rained, though, the night before.
And during.
Yeah,
on a brand new mountain bike course.
Yeah. And they had just, bushwhacked the trails, and they still had stubs.
Yeah, it was brand new.
So, that was a tough course that first year. Have you done the Tri-Fro Glory?
Yes, I did. We did. Actually, I did it the first year, me and Wendy. And, a lot of the trails are, little creeks, as rain, little monsoon there. So it made it very interesting. Actually, a lot of people enjoyed the rain. It was a good change, from road riding and into the creeks and rivers on the trails there.
So it's one of the only, I guess it's the only off-road triathlon in North Alabama that I know about. And so explain to the folks what the different lengths are for the different swim, bike, and run portions.
Okay. Well, this is a sprint tri, so it's a 200-meter water swim, open water.
Where's the swim at?
It's in the Aviation Challenge.
It's a chlorinated lake, isn't it?
Exactly,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a nice place to swim.
And it's about 4 feet deep, so for those, who are a little concerned about swimming, in open waters over their head, you can stand up, so it's no worries there. And the run is 3.1 miles, and the mountain bike is about 8 miles.
So do you swim? Is it just in the natural order of tries that you swim, bike, run?
Well, in the past we've done that, but this year we're going to do little things a little differently. We're going to shake it up, and we're going to reverse everything. And we're going to run first, then we're going to bike, then swim's going to be at the end.
Oh, you can clean off.
Yes, and hopefully cool off as well. It'll be in July, so it'll be a bit warm.
What's the date of the race?
July 4th.
All right, so it's July 4 weekend, and how do folks register?
It's on I Am Athlete, and they can just search for Tri-Fro Glory.
Okay, and if you're a Team Rocket Tri member, there's a discount, obviously.
Yes.
And what's the discount for team members?
$5.
All right, that's a good enough reason to join Team Rocket Tri. And so you reverse the orders, and what was the mindset for switching the order up?
Well, partially it was done for transition area and kind of trying to get it flow a little bit better where the runners and bikers wouldn't cross path. So, and actually on the trails, the mountain bike trails, we're actually going to do it backwards as well. So it'd be a little bit of change. And actually I think reversing the mountain bike trail is probably a little bit easier. So for those who are not quite sure or
well, as a seasoned mountain biker, how tough is that course? Because as a rookie, I'm going to say it was tough.
I thought you were going to say as a seasoned mountain biker, you would advise.
I'm not going to make any predictions on what people should do.
Yeah. I think it's a beginner's trail.
Really?
Yeah.
Even if it's muddy?
But the mud, that clay was very tricky, I will say. It was very difficult and challenging. We had a couple of jumps in there. We are going to take out the jumps where you either have go-arounds for that. So I know people were kind of nervous about that. But
there was some folks there on like townie-type bikes that first year.
Yeah, maybe you may want something a little bit more knobby than some of the little cruisers like that. But if you have a hybrid works out there actually.
So you can go down to Walmart if someone just has something that has some tread on the tires, and they can come out and feel comfortable. They could do the race.
Yes.
And you don't need clip shoes either if you're a beginner.
I would suggest not wearing clip shoes.
Yeah.
I actually called the old race director the night before and asked him, and definitely wear clips. That is not the way to go.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only way to power up those hills, Doug. He's got to be clipped in.
Well, you know it's hard to clip in. When you try not to clip in, it's impossible.
Exactly. Now talking about the ride, I will mention this. So we do plan to have some trail previews. We'll schedule some dates, and we'll be out there and kind of show people the course and kind of give them tips and advice on how to negotiate the trails and get through them. So
yeah, having course previews is getting people confident in the trails and their ability to ride trails. For those of us who don't ride trails, that will be key, and that's a great idea. So you have the trail, mountain trail ride. Now, is it single track? Is it wide? What exactly is the trail that you'll be riding on?
It's predominantly single track. There's some around the power lines and and there's one open field area. And typically, if you want to pass, especially when you're on a single track, you usually just let the person know
I
on your
pretty
left.
much let people pass me when I fell down.
Yeah.
It was very easy for them to.
Well, it also helps to get out of the way out of trail as well.
Yeah, Doug was trying cyclocross. He's bringing that back, and it's a new sport.
It is a new sport.
And so you fall off your bike, and you have to carry it back, and Doug's good at that.
I've already done that.
Yeah. And so, it's single track. It's a beginner level. Anyone can do it on a knobby tire, from Walmart or anywhere else. Obviously, if you got a better bike, bring a better bike. What's the run like on the course?
The run is partly a little bit of pavement, a little bit of gravel, and a little bit of grass. A little bit of variety, but it's basically smooth. It's a little rise towards Davidson Center.
Okay.
With a loose back, but it's a pretty good run.
Are you suggesting the trail shoes or?
No, just your standard run shoes, street shoes is fine. So
It's a fun little run course. Actually, you can get going on it.
I say probably anytime you're out on dirt or gravel, whatever, don't wear your brand new shoes. Obviously, don't blame the race director if you go in your brand new shoes and get them dirty. I mean, you may get dirty, so
Or bloody.
or both. And so the folks can go to I Am Athlete and register for the race. They can have a discount if they're a tri-team member. Any post-race activities?
we will have some actually straight to ale beer here that Blevins is going to provide. Blevins Bicycle Company is one of our sponsors.
Okay.
And so he'll have some straight to ale beer out there.
I think Matt was one of the originators of the trail, wasn't he?
That's correct, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What other sponsors are you going to have for the event?
Well, like I mentioned, Blevins Bicycle Company. And also to quickly mention with him, he does have mountain bike rentals available for those who are interested. So you can get one through him. You can contact your shop there. Fleet Feet is one of the sponsors. Domino's Pizza. And one of the newer sponsors for this year is Matrix Gym.
Okay.
They're going to give away some free membership for the top winners.
Okay.
And so we look forward for their support as well.
Is that a CrossFit type gym or?
No, they're a little bit, I think a little bit more family oriented.
Okay, great.
I know they do some cheerleading and some tumbling and some regular, typical gym equipment workouts.
Well, listen, Mike Tyler, the race director for Tri-for Glory, it's great that you've stepped in. It's great that Team Rocket Tri is continuing this new race in the area, keeping it a race in the area because we don't get that many opportunities to race off-road. Thanks for being here, and we appreciate your time.
All right, thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
We'll be back after these messages on Swim, Bike, Run, Alabama. Welcome back, everybody, to another segment here on Swim, Bike, Run, Alabama. We're brought to you by Straight to Ale Brewery.
And I can't drink. I'm out.
And,
I've got a little left.
Well, I guess you can come by Lehman Ferry Road and help Doug get another
come
beer.
buy me a beer.
We're here with a special guest who's been here before and just a wealth of information for running, and that's Andrew Walker. Andrew, thanks for being back.
Hey, it's good to be here.
We are starting a 10-week segment on curing the cripple. And we have a cripple in studio, folks.
Wow, that hurts. It's true. Once again, you speak the truth, my friend.
The problem with that is crippled and old as you are, you still beat me in every event. So, can you help slow?
It's momentum.
And undertrained.
It's momentum.
It's because you're running from the Reaper.
That's it. The cold hand of the Grim Reaper is clutching at my back. Andrew is taking on a challenge, and Andrew, you're going to be worth your salt in gold, or gold in salt. What's that? What's it?
Weight in gold.
Hey, weight in gold. Thank you. First one. I have issues with running. I have issues with my gait, and you've taken on the challenge to try to help me out.
Correct.
If you can help me, you can help anyone.
Uh-oh.
Okay, go.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to be able to help you, and I think we can. We see people who come in with huge variations in their gait. We see people who have amazing difficulties, some that you can really see just watching them visually,
and some that you can only really see when you get down to slow it down on the video capture.
Well, you can see the collapsing of the left knee without video.
Oh, yeah, you won't need video with me.
Well, I mean, the video will help to pick up nuances with it. Like there might be other little things. So I mean, I've had clients for instance.
I wasn't knocking video. I'm just saying.
Oh, I know you weren't. I was trying.
I was these slow mo.
I was trying to say that maybe that's not Parker's only problem.
And it's not. And I run in slow mo, so imagine how
it'll be like a still.
But I've seen a client, for instance, a few clients before who will run at different paces on each leg, and the one that they're running slower at, they're actually going to be putting more stress through, and that's where they tend to get their overuse problems.
I noticed that on Facebook. That was very interesting.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, you capture these little things. Like you can see the big things with you just watching you run in a race or on a treadmill, but slowing it down. And then, correlating that with the physical findings when we do a top-to-bottom analysis where we look at your shoe wear, where we look at the muscle length and the flexibility, that's where we really start to see the interesting things. And then we can start to, make differences.
Now, is there any pain involved in this process?
Ideally not. I mean, really,
for me or for him. Because if he hurts me, I'm going to cry like a baby, and that's just emotionally upsetting for everybody.
No, ideally no. We don't want pain with this.
So when you have a new client comes in, and I'll tell everybody what you do to me, so don't do anything that you don't want told on the radio.
Right.
How will you analyze what help I need and how to help me?
I mean, the first thing actually is a good set of paperwork. I mean, people get frustrated when they go to a doctor's office and they've got to fill out the paperwork.
You put in your shoe if your leg's too long or short?
Well, yeah, I mean, it actually has a lot of details to the paperwork. It asks you about like what sort of running do you do, like what can be competitive with your running, what sort of length races do you do, what is your training during the week, do you do cross training? There's a lot of different things within the intake that helps to. I can then, when you come in, I can ask more detailed questions on it, but it really helps me to know who you are and sort of where you wanting to go. So I ask questions on your goals. For instance, I know what you want to be doing well in your Ironman in Kona.
I just want to survive.
Yeah. So if we know that's a goal for you to perform a certain way, we can sort of try and tailor whatever recommendations we have to that.
Here's my goal, and I think this is a goal of a lot of people. I want to run without pain. I don't care if it's 2 miles or 3 miles. I want to run without pain. And that's really, I ran this morning 5 miles without pain.
Right.
And it's a fantastic feeling. I mean, you see kids running on the playground or somewhere, and they run effortlessly.
Right.
And I want to get back to that where it doesn't hurt.
And I mean, I think, that's...
The man is a physical therapist, not a magician.
Well, I was going to say...
I want to be 12 again.
I want you to lay your hands on me, much like Doug has done. And Doug...
He's a saint, is he? I mean, there is a reality to it. If someone has really significant arthritis, there is always going to be the potential for an amount of pain. But should that stop you from running? No. I think if you get the right strategies involved and the right strength and the right technique, I think you can definitely run in a relatively comfortable way.
So you're going to have me fill out a questionnaire, and then you're going to take measurements, and you're going to...
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so what I actually do is do some different screening examination where we do different types of squats, for instance, and look at your balance, and then we actually will go into detail on different elements that we see from that screening evaluation. So I might look at your foot type, for instance, and see, okay, are your shoes, are your orthotics perhaps appropriate to your feet? Do you have the flexibility you need, or is the muscle weakness actually causing your knee to drop in, like Doug was saying?
Okay.
So it's a really detailed process. I mean, it takes us 90 minutes to do the everything full top to bottom video, and then actually give you some recommendations and stuff to work on. And depending on what we see, we then work out what follow up we might need.
So you will see me every week thereafter, every 2 weeks?
Quite honestly, it depends. I have patients who will be maybe every week for the first 4 weeks, whereas I've had other patients where actually, there's not too many issues. Here's some stuff. Go away and come back in 6 months.
We'll see you every day for the next year.
Do you have a guest bedroom?
No, the baby on the way is going to take that.
All right, listen, we appreciate Andrew being here again, and we'll be back right after these messages here on Swim, Bike, Run, Alabama. Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Swim, Bike, Alabama show.
We are here in studio with no one but you and I, my friend.
Well, and that's the way it should be, Doug.
There you go.
We've cut out.
Envisioned this.
We have only the interesting folks in studio.
We've run everyone out.
We've run everybody out.
If you want to be a guest, please come in.
come in. And actually, I wanted to talk to folks a little bit about a program that I'm going to have this fall, November 7th, and that's the Rocket City Urban Assault. Chad Emerson from the Downtown Huntsville Inc. Talked to me about doing a race in downtown Huntsville. About that time, Mike...
We have guests.
Yeah, about that time, Mike Garrity told me that there was a group wanting to do a fundraiser, and so we decided that we would do a fundraiser for the Madison County Sheriff's Department Deputy Reserve Program.
Well, it's a little off-putting. We've never had guests before, and the studio has just filled up, and there's 1,500 people just walked in.
When it rains outside, folks will show up.
Yeah. There's some more coming in the side door.
And so we have Rick Greif coming in. When it lightnings outside, they will come in, and it looks like they're going to do some changing of the tubes.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. But anyway, we've got this Urban Challenge. It's a benefit for the Madison County Sheriff Department's Reserve Deputy Program. We're going to have a 5-mile obstacle course race downtown Huntsville. If you go on iamathlete.com, you can sign up. We're wanting individuals and teams to sign up, and it's going to be a challenging race.
What kind of obstacles are we talking about?
Well, we're going to have folks like you falling off bicycles.
I like that.
Yeah.
Now, Physio Works will be there to put the Band-Aids on.
Yeah. So this is a 5-mile course. We'll run it all in downtown Huntsville, through a couple of the parking decks, through Big Springs Park, around the Von Braun Center.
Now, will you validate parking?
We will during the race, as long as you can do a chin-up. You get to validate the parking.
And bring some money, folks.
Yeah, yeah. And so this is one where the average athlete's going to be able to compete, but also the hammer dogs. They're going to go through a 5-mile course and finish 15 to 20 obstacles. They're going to be carrying water jugs. They're going to be going underneath some barbed wire fencing. They're going to
barbed wire.
Electric barbed wire. That's right, baby.
Flaming explosive devices.
Nobody likes a quitter. Once you we're actually going to make it fairly easy for most of the athletes. You're just going to have to endure.
Once again, I mean, when you're running fast, nothing's easy. I mean, it can be as hard or as easy as you want to make it.
Well, we started the race, and we were going to run up to Monsanto, and
it was closed.
Yeah, it's just so challenging up there. And we thought, we can get 5 miles downtown. This is an urban challenge, and in and around downtown, we got a great venue. You can run through parks, you can run through the parking decks, you can run around the Von Braun Center. So it's an ideal location. Actually, it's a smaller area. We can control traffic. It's going to be safe for the athletes. And then we're going to make you do some push-ups.
Excellent.
We're going to make you do some chin-ups.
Chin-ups, push-ups.
Burpees.
Will there be beer there?
There will be straight to L beer at the finish line.
That makes it all worthwhile.
But it's really a fundraiser for the Madison County Sheriff's Department. The proceeds goes to that. Of course, the Reserve Deputy Program has helped out a lot of triathlons and a lot of the running races in Huntsville. They're the support. When you're running through an intersections and law enforcement has traffic stop, these are the folks that are doing it. So
you got to have them, because it's amazing how people won't stop.
No, absolutely. They don't see, and they're annoyed by you if they have to wait a few seconds at an intersection. But these folks make us safe, and so this is our opportunity to give back to them. And if you go on our Facebook page, Swim Bike Run Alabama, there's an event section there. If you go to our webpage, swimbikealabama.com, and
Swim Bike Run Alabama.
Swim Bike Run, we will be running. Swim Bike Run Alabama, our website, and there's an event page there. We can have plenty of information out between now and November 7th. We appreciate you coming out and racing, and we'll be back right after these messages on Swim Bike Run Alabama.
See you, folks.
Sky